Hi guys, this is Ryan from Superhub on behalf of VoltsMonster. I'm here today at EV Live talking to Rob from Gridserve. I just want to know a little bit more about what Gridserve's got coming up in the pipeline. Hi Rob, nice to meet you.
Sure, nice to meet you.
So tell me a little bit about Gridserve car leasing and where it fits in with the EV charging infrastructure.
Sure, yeah. So, well, first and foremost, Gridserve car leasing is a business within Gridserve Sustainable Energy. So Gridserve Sustainable Energy is first and foremost a sustainable energy business. We operate a very unique sun-to-wheel model. So we have solar farms around the UK, which help support the grid with clean energy. And then we have a distribution network, so our chargepoint operator, which spans from Land's End to John O'Groats, and is operated off of sustainable energy. And then the wheel part, the sun to wheel, the wheel part is the car leasing element. So how do we encourage more and more drivers of vehicles, ICE vehicles, into EVs, and then ultimately charging from our network using sustainable energy and help move the needle on climate change.
Sounds great. So in terms of Gridserve, how are you finding sort of challenges with rolling out more EV charging to meet the demands of sort of EVs on the road at the moment?
Yeah, so well, first of all, we hold the electric highway, which has access to every single motorway service station across the UK, or most of them. And our goal is to put at least 6 high-powered chargers into every one of those locations to really encourage confidence to move across the country and charge their electric vehicles.
Got to eliminate that range anxiety, guys.
Yeah, but grid connection is another challenge.
Absolutely.
Even across those locations. But where we have got a healthy grid connection, or we can support or take over the grid connection, which is our goal, we are putting in examples like Reading East and West, 24 high-powered chargers across those locations, 350 kilowatt chargers. So eliminating queues, getting people charging efficiently and quickly to keep on their journey.
So we rolled up today to EV Live we piled ourselves into a Skoda Enyaq and we hit the road.
Sure.
We sort of got down to about 29% charge and we thought we need to find a charger. Gridserve, obviously well-known chargers, especially across the motorways and the service stations. We had sort of a 10 to 15 minute wait for a rapid charge. There was one that wasn't in use, unfortunately. It sort of had a straight jacket sort of over its head. And the one at Gordano services that we stopped at, it advertised 50 kilowatt but was only pumping out 29. Is this to do with the grid connection concerns that you're talking about?
Yeah, quite often. So we have literally just been rolling out load balance. Grid connection is a problem in quite a lot of areas, which we are dealing with. We're dealing with it head on. And where we have dealt with it head on, we've also added in this load balancing technology, which allows, when someone's nearing 80% or something, we can start to then take charge power away from that unit and push it into someone that's just plugged in.
So this is battery boosted
Absolutely,
technology.
yeah. So that has just been rolled out. And I think we're on 19 sites now across the UK that we've rolled that out to.
Excellent. So there is scope for the future for all of your charging infrastructure. Is it going to be replaced and upgraded as you go, or are you going to keep the...
It's more the tech behind it. Hardware's fine. The hardware we replaced when we took over Ecotricity. It's more the tech behind it, which is the bit we're boosting now.
So in terms of load balancing, what would the outcome be? Say if you had all 6 chargers in use at one time, and obviously you're not pulling enough power from the grid in order to roll out the load balancing aspect of it with the power boosting. How do you get around that? Is it software within the charger?
Yeah, we can't roll out load balancing if the grid's not there, the grid connection's not there. So we deal with the grid connection first and then add load balancing where we can.
Okay.
So that's the 19 sites we've done because we could. And we're going back and putting more and more. And we're dealing with the grid connections head on as well. So where there's not enough.
It's an interesting question really, because we deal with with Superhub, the marketing agency, we deal with a lot of e-mobility into event tech companies. We've recently we did media coverage for an event that ZPN Energy held in Coventry. And they've just rolled out their new EV charging unit, and it's battery backed, but they also have software that allows power share technology between each charger. So is that the sort of the similar?
Absolutely, exactly what it is.
Okay.
And the other thing is that our sun-to-wheel model, we're not just about charging infrastructure, we're about power. providing more power to the grid to
It's the
support
whole life
it.
cycle of,
Totally.
of electrifying the roads.
And battery storage, right? To support the grid. So there's locations such as Cornwall, which is pretty much fully sustainable now. It's battery storage on site to support the grid, lack of grid connection. So we can use our batteries to help support the consumption of the energy on site.
So you're having obviously you've got best units on site supported by, is it your solar manufacturer or is it in partnership with Ecotricity?
No, so we've taken over that whole element entirely. It's ours, Gridserve.
Okay, so Gridserve do the solar, they do the BESS, and then that feeds into essentially to support the grid, so you're not putting, there's not as much grid constraint as it were.
Exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant, well it's great to hear. I hope to see more battery backed chargers in the future.
Sure.
I'm not thanking you for today though, for the waiting times. Get on Gordano services because it needs extra chargers. ASAP.
Yeah, no, we recognise that, and we're running at such a pace.
Brilliant.
To try and capitalise where we can on certain locations.
Yep.
But we recognise there's some locations that are just not quite right, and that's what we're tackling head on.
Hard to balance that. I think nobody really expected the surge in EV demand, and obviously you've got EV charging infrastructure that has to live up to that if we're going to hit the 2030 mark.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that's right.
We've got a ways to go until we get to sort of 200,000 points. But
and it's this self-fulfilling problem we have, right? So we're putting more and more EVs on the road. The leasing team that I look after in the business.
You're stitching them up basically, Rob.
Yeah. Well, we need to move the needle, right? So we need to move at such a pace, and put more and more EVs on the road using sustainable energy to help power that allows us to move at the pace we need to move and help tackle the challenges we have in the climate.
Excellent. Well, we at Superhub, on behalf of VoltsMonster, look forward to see what you've got in store.
Awesome.
Thank you very much, Rob.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Take it easy. Thank you very much. Thank you.